We are on episode 29, if I'm not mistaken, 28 or 29. I'm too old to count that high. Speaking of which, we are with someone who, Latino Heat and myself, attended our very first pro wrestling independent event too. This is Joshua Blanchard, formerly known as, where were you? Mr. Fitness, Slim Trimmons, or Preston Stone out in EWF. I saw that and thought that
Oh,
was amazing.
Preston Stone is a very old name. Wow, those are the
Hey,
Extreme Wrestling Federation days.
hey, I love wrestling, so I try to dig. I always try to dig. And showing you a clip of a match where one of your matches we attended back in 2015, March of 2015, actually, is
Wow.
what I showed you. I got my co-host Latino Heat TM, and I've got Joshua Blanchard, who just celebrated 28 years in the wrestling industry. I mean, 28 years of longevity, a match every year for 28 years. You've wrestled in 4 different decades.
Yeah, it's very painful on my back and knees. I definitely feel it.
But yeah, every fan has gone happy. The event we attended, you played a bad guy. Your latest matches, you were one of the good guys. Every fan was happy to hate you or to love you.
Yes.
What show? I just saw the match. You wrestled. My notes are all disorganized here. But let's talk about the biggest question. What is your go-to snack before a match? Like, what is that go-to thing besides Twinkies? Like, everybody knows you're a man of Twinkies, of culture.
So I love Twinkies and Diet Coke, as everybody knows. But the thing is, what really fuels me when I need that extra boost is DiGiorno pizzas and burritos. I swear to God upon it, it is the best thing ever. It fuels me up even extra.
I understand that microwave or oven ready pizza. It just in those dark times,
Microwave
yeah,
burritos. Yeah.
try them in the air fryer. They're just as good. We grew up on those
Oh, I
cheap
bet.
burritos. Oh. Latino Heat, you want to start with the first question, or would you like me to?
You can start first.
I got you. What is your first memory of wrestling? What was that? Like Bret Hart and Austin meeting for the first time, or what was your first wrestling memory?
My first wrestling memory was in 1991. I was at Walmart with my grandparents, and they let me go on my own because I was old enough to go on my own. And I went to the magazine stand, and I seen the July of 1991 cover of WWF magazine. Jake the Snake Roberts was on it, and ever since then, I was hooked to pro wrestling.
Fun fact: my brother-in-law, my wife's brother, his dad, their father wanted to name him Jake the Snake, and that's an
Hey,
actual
nothing
story.
wrong with that.
My wife can
I
confirm
wouldn't
that.
want to be called Jake the Snake. I would love to be called Jake the Snake. There's
Right?
nothing wrong with that.
Right? My wife didn't agree with me choosing wrestling names for the kids, so we settled on other
Huh.
things.
I actually have a friend, they named their child Bray Wyatt, and it is a true story.
Hey, let's be honest. We all cried during that documentary. You can't say
Yes,
you
indeed.
didn't
I
because you're
did.
just like, ooh, you
Yes.
bend down and you're just done. I got to I
Yep.
was like, okay, this is really good. When his kids were coloring, I broke down. I was like,
Yeah, me too.
it was over.
I totally did too, as well, my friend, man. I mean, we all broke down. That was a sad documentary. Of course it was.
Oh, absolutely. And not to overshadow Terry Funk's passing because he passed away in the same week Bray Wyatt did. Two
He sure
guys
did.
who different edges of the spectrum, and you're coming up on Terry Funk's record of wrestling in the ring. So you're right there.
Right.
I believe he hit
Right.
48, 50 years. You're less than 20 years away. You
Yep.
can keep doing this. You're a spring chicken. You're barely 28 years old.
Yep.
Latino Heat, what's your first question?
What was the bump that you don't recommend anybody taking?
Oh, the bump. Yeah. So I was at an EWF event in Marion, Indiana. I was in a ladder match for the EWF tag team titles. I do not recommend going on the top of the ladder and going down on the concrete with no mats on the outside of the ring. So I would definitely have to say it would be that.
Ooh,
I can only
like
imagine.
I've taken a few
I remember
bumps.
it. I still have back pain to this day because of that. But you know what? I wouldn't change it for the world.
It's the best sport in the world, is what it is. It doesn't matter what culture you go to. You could be wrestling in a mud pit to wrestling in a backyard on mattresses. You still know what they're doing.
You
Don't try
still
this
do.
at
Yep.
home.
And you take that chance because you have the love for the business. And at that time, you're just like, oh, I just want to do it. But when it happens, you're like, oh, why did I do it? But then again, like I said, like, I want to change it whatsoever. I'll get over the pain eventually one day, hopefully. But I mean, it was a memory. I created a memory with myself, with the fans. That was the most important part to me, at that time.
Yes, I was going through. I actually had to find this full card. NWA Circle City Wrestling. The card was Aftershock. I didn't remember the name of it until I had to actually look it up because I had to type in One Man Crew and Slim Trimmons versus Circle City Collabo, and it pulled up everything. And I'm seeing how stacked this card was because you had Jonathan Wolf on there, Kevin Thorne, Baron Von Kane, who's coming up on, I think, 25, 30 years in the business, Apollo
Sure.
Star, Wilkins, Drew Skills, Rhino, Too Cool were there, which that popped 2000s
Yep.
wrestlers. I'm pretty sure you were probably stoked seeing some of these guys like Rhino, who carried ECW at the end.
Yeah. Yeah. I was so stoked. I'll never remember. Oh man, I'll tell you, I'll never forget that time because I had to pick up One Man Crew from the Indianapolis airport that day. And he was my tag partner. And I remember Rob Kincaid saying, oh, you got 3 minutes out there. I'm like, what the hell? He brought me tons of Twinkies, about 10 boxes, told me to go out there and have 3 minutes in the ring with Apollo Star and his partner. And we went out there and we did it. I mean, we pulled it off. It was awesome. Seeing Scotty Too Hottie back there, Rhino. I already knew Rhino from Detroit wrestling, but yeah, it was a good time. I remember a One Man Crew and I going out to the nightclubs afterwards, and I don't think it was on tape unless you were at the show that he ended up turning on me after that match. He gave me a power bomb, in which on the video I've never seen it. So if you guys got footage of that, I would love to see it.
I have it on. It's on YouTube. I'll send it to you right after this because I
Oh,
get excited in wrestling. I will, like, where was I sitting? I'll draw a map of the arena and try to look for myself no matter what. If it's at Saturday night's main event, I knew exactly where we were sitting on hard cam side, so we know like
nice.
where we. Because Latino Heat and myself here, between the two of us, I think we're sitting at about, we watch about 200 matches a year. We try to.
Oh, that's impressive.
I watch a lot. Like, well, today alone, I think I've watched through all of your Heroes and Legend matches, which it's like 25 events you were at. Was it
Yeah, pretty
25?
much from EW. Well, from if you want to count EWF and Heroes and Legends combined, that was a whole lot of wrestling.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, Jason Maples, he would run every Saturday night and I would show up. And I couldn't tell you how many matches I had, but it was a lot. It was impressive.
It looks like we're stricken by bad luck. I saw a black cat. I got a
Actually,
cat
he's good
myself.
luck. Well, actually, this black cat is good luck to me. And I'll tell you why he's good luck to me. Because good luck trying to eat in peace. And that sucks.
Yes. It looks like Latino Heat. I believe you have a figure from Jason Maples, the Carlito, because I ordered one. We were supposed to go. I got busy and ended up not going, but I still ordered the figure.
Guys, I got to tell you a story about Carlito a couple weeks ago, right? So I happened to get a chair backstage under the match card, what was going on, to where all the wrestlers would go above me and look at the card. So they also had catering, and I'm actually on a strict diet right now. And I happened to pick up an apple, not thinking about it, right? I was eating an apple, and Carlito comes right in front of me, looks up at the card, and I'm eating an apple. And I realized it like a minute later as he was looking. I was like, does he think I'm like marking out, like I'm eating an apple in front of him, which it was not intentional. I swear to God, it was not. But it was the funniest thing, like after he left. And I was like, I wonder if Carlito thought that. Maybe he did,
Wrestling,
maybe he didn't.
yes, yes. I was doing some digging, and except every year except I think 2020, you've wrestled 1 to 2 matches every year. I think
Pretty much,
2020
yeah.
was the only I could not find anything, but the world was shut down.
So the world was shut down back in December of 2019. I broke my shoulder at Functified Wrestling Federation in Warsaw, Indiana. My opponent was Idle Hines. So I actually shattered my shoulder to where I was out for a year, to where it was so bad. Having a broken shoulder, having to sleep on your stomach with your arm dangling down against the bed, it sucks so bad. But that's why you probably haven't seen me, because of that time. And I did it to myself. We went to a lockup and he gave me a front bump. And as soon as I took the front bump, it shattered my whole entire shoulder. I went to the Orthopedic Institute of Ohio. It was January 3rd. They said, yeah, you need surgery. Have you ever broke your shoulder before? Is what they were asking me. I was like, no, I never had. They're like, well, it looks like you have many, many times. So maybe I have broke my shoulder in the past and didn't realize it, but I definitely felt this one. It gave me out probably about a year. And I eventually came back. I was almost done, but when you have that itch in wrestling, you want to come back, especially after a year. And I did. I even hired a film crew from Dayton, Ohio, to come and do some content with me, follow me around to my chiropractor, to the gym, get me prepped up for the match. So I ended up going back against Idle Hines a year later and beat him. And ever since then, I was just like, my shoulder's been stronger than ever, and I love it. I mean, it's kind of like I'm glad I broke my shoulder. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, if you wouldn't have officially broke it by record standpoints, you may not have known it was a problem and really
Right.
messed it up.
Yeah. I mean, I feel stronger than ever with this shoulder. I never thought at that time when I broke it that it was never going to be normal again. And then a year later, it's like, oh my gosh, I've never felt this in my shoulder before. It's so strong now. So, I mean, it was a big surprise to me.
I didn't even think about you breaking your shoulder because I try to stay away from like negative situations, because sometimes with was that Chris Owens, he broke his wrist. I brought it up when he's like, how
Yeah.
did you find it? I was like, oh, I read a lot. I
You
read.
know, right. And I'm not offended by it. It happened. That's what happens with professional athletes. They break bones every day. I didn't even go to the doctor until the next day because FWF had an after party. And I said, you know what? I'm going to put a bag of ice on my shoulder. And I'm going to go here and show up. That's how much I love wrestling. It's like this could wait, and that's what happened. And the people there are there, like J Rock. I don't know if you guys know him or not. He was there. Fireball. Like there's a couple wrestlers there, and they see me have that ice pack on my shoulder for all those hours. It's like, why aren't you at the hospital? Why not, man? I want to commit to what I wanted to do that day. This can wait. I knew I broke the shoulder. I'm numb in my shoulder right now, so I'm okay. I'm out of state. I want to go back to my hometown to the doctor. So it made sense.
Oh, absolutely. It made you understand when Cody tore his pectoral why he did the match he did, because it looked ugly. Let's be
Absolutely.
honest, it was disgusting.
Yep. You don't want to stop. Like I could have stopped in mid match. I knew I broke my shoulder against Idle Hines back in December of 2019. And I just kept hearing those pops. The pops kept getting longer and longer. I said, no, I don't want to cheat the fans out of their money. You know, you love this business. You want to give them a show. And I know I'm going to deal with it later, which I did. So I did go through the match and I did finish the match. So, I mean, should I have done that? No, probably not. But at the end of the day, when you're thinking, you're like, you know, I did it for the fans. And that's what meant more to me than anything.
What I said to you off the air was you've always sent the fans home happy, and that right there said it. And you brought up a fact that you continue to feud with a year-long no-match thing, and it brings me to one of my
Yes.
favorite wrestlers of all time, New Jack, who had his neck broke, or was it his neck? No, he gave himself a contusion and like broke his skull and a couple other things. And then he came back and avenged himself with Rick Grimes. Different situation, but same ideology. Like, I want to prove to you I can come back.
It's in the wrestling business. It's in our blood, man. If we're born to be professional wrestlers and we get in this business, it's just, there's no stopping us. So whatever happens with us, we don't feel it until the next day. You know what I mean? If we're in front of a live crowd, you know, that's all that matters. You know, especially with me, with the Mr. Fitness Slim Trimmons character. You know, I'm like a cartoon character to those kids. I don't want them to go home crying, why didn't Mr. Fitness finish the match? Blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm going to finish it for them, and I'm going to deal with the pain later.
Yes, I got one more, and then unless Latino Heat TM has a
Sure,
question.
definitely.
What's the furthest you traveled for a show? Like another country or?
I did Canada, Blue Water Championship Wrestling. It was in Port Huron, Michigan. Go up the border a little bit, you're in Canada. I was in that area. You know, that's the furthest I went out of the country.
Who was on the card with you for that? Any like not
Jungle
like
Boy.
obviously Jungle Boy? Okay.
Ooh.
Did you
Jungle
have
Boy
any
was on the
veterans
card.
there?
Yeah, Gangrel. He was on the show.
Yeah, that's my main right there.
I don't know if you guys know Sean Casey, Sexy Sean Casey. He was an enhancement talent for WWF back in the day. He was there with us. Let me try to think who else was there. So many guys. Brian Pillman Jr. was there. He was actually on the card.
Yeah.
He's not a legend, but his dad was Flying Brian, of course.
Well, I mean, you got to look. He's a WWE superstar now.
Yeah. Lexus King, he wanted to go on his own way. He didn't want to go under his father's footsteps, but his dad's legacy is still there and it still drives him, and I believe that. But, you know, just to name a few, that was on the card. You know, that's who they were. That was like involved with. So that was pretty cool.
Did you have a chance to mix it up with any indie wrestlers that are now in a major promotion? TNA, New Japan, WWE, AEW.
So
you've been doing it 28 years.
Yeah, my first star was Barry Horowitz. He was one of the first guys I got to work. I got to work Jake the Snake Roberts, Bushwhacker.
I bet
Luke.
So hold up. You just said you got to work Jake the Snake Roberts.
Yes.
How did it feel after seeing him on a magazine?
No, I actually regret working him that night because it was back in I think 2000. Oh. He was so out of it. You guys already know Jake's past. Yeah, and he was on it. He forgot his snake. He came out in sweatpants. You know, that one of those things where you knew. Yeah, it was a bad era for him, to where you know you knew what you were getting into, so you just dealt with it. You know, the promoters booked him anyway because of who he was.
Besides that bad experience, what was it like being in the ring with him? Like his energy. Like, yeah, the performance wasn't there, but like his energy.
It was an honor. It was definitely an honor to be in the ring with him, but the energy definitely on his side wasn't there. He didn't even
Yeah.
know where he was.
No,
But you
I
know
mean
what? We
like
made it happen.
what's the word I'm looking for? Like you always hear superstars and like legends say like the moment the Undertaker's gong hit, it was like it didn't matter who you were. The hair was standing up, like you were just like
Of course.
nervous.
Brother, I had the goosebumps. I was backstage with him. He was cool as hell backstage. I remember thinking to myself, I was like, man, I cannot believe I'm like right across from Jake the Snake Roberts. No matter what condition he was in at that time,
Yeah.
dude, I still had the goosebumps, bro. And it was like the best feeling in the world. I'll never forget that, man. That's why I'm bringing it up right now. Even though he screwed up, I could have easily ignored that question, but I didn't because he was the first guy that got me to want to be a professional wrestler. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So
I
is he your
mean,
favorite or like there's some
no,
other who's your favorite?
no, man. He wasn't my favorite. And, you know, this is an unpopular thing when I tell people it was the Ultimate Warrior. I know he has a lot of heat with people, but the thing is that he brought all that
Yeah.
energy to the ring. He made you want to watch him. I wanted to mirror that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's what I've done from the 20 some plus years I've been in the business was mirror him.
Well, I
You know, to
mean,
bring that energy, to make him excited.
yeah. I mean, it's not that much of an unpopular opinion. Look at Batista. He added the rope shape because of the Warrior. He just made it look more
Yeah.
gnarly when he did it because he did it with like what's the
Yeah.
word I'm looking for? Like
Even
just
even though those guys don't want to admit it, that's where it came from. I'm one of those guys, so I will admit it, you know, even though it's unpopular. You know, he was a jerk to a lot of people. You know, a lot of people said that. I wasn't
yeah,
there back then. But to me, as a kid, you know, I had a bad childhood. I went up to my room and played fantasy every day of my life, you know, because of my parents. You know, I was in
yeah.
a dysfunctional home. So the Ultimate Warrior saved my life, you know, and he did. You know, just he was a larger than life superhero to me. And I mimicked off of that, and I held
Yeah.
it to this day with that energy.
I'm just glad we got for him to say his piece and try and make amends before he passed.
I'm glad he did. Wasn't it so ironic that he did,
Yeah,
and then the next day he had his speech, and then it's like he knew. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, I
It's one
mean,
of
Look at
those
Ozzy.
things. Like, wow.
I don't know how true it is because it's Hulk Hogan saying it, but he even said he was sweating his ass off, and it wasn't even
He
hot in
could have
there.
been. He could have been.
Yeah, like
You know, maybe he got triggered that day. Maybe he felt like he had to go face his demons and felt
yeah,
like he might have had to take a couple pain pills just to deal with it. I don't know that. We don't know that.
yeah,
But that was like one of my first thoughts. Maybe he overdid it and didn't realize it and he made amends with everybody
yeah.
and then overdid it. Had a heart attack.
I mean, you never know.
I don't know.
He could have reached out to the WWE and told them what was going on. Like, hey, like they gave me a certain time to live. If you want to do it,
Yeah.
I'm down. And it just so happened the
Yeah.
next day. It shocked the world
Yeah.
though. Like that was one of the
It
things that
shocked the
stopped the
hell out of
world
me.
for a month. Yeah.
Yeah. It shocked the hell out of me. I was like, how in the hell can somebody make amends and then just die like 2 days later? It was so unreal, man. It was like mind blowing.
You brought up how you wrestled Barry Horowitz. Let's think about this. You won't have stars without the guys who bring up the stars. So Barry Horowitz, I still remember when he beat who was that?
Chris
Chris
Candido.
Candido. Chris
Yes,
Candido. Yes.
yes. I remember
Small
that.
package. That was the most
Yeah,
beautiful small package I ever seen, by the way.
yes, yes. But there's something that I didn't write down for a script for. At the start of Snacks and Suplexes day one, I wrote a bucket list of who I wanted on the show. And if you actually
Yes,
look,
I have seen that. Yes.
Slim Trimmons is hanging out right here, and I wanted to thank you personally for allowing me to do this. Like, this was written on day one.
It was
And
such
we're
an
at
honor to be
12.
on this show because I seen your other lists, like Joseph Swartz. He's a great friend of mine. I seen him on the list, and that
Yes.
was pretty cool. I got to wrestle him many times over the years. He's so fun.
Yes. Uh, yes. I have his book.
Yes.
And he signed it.
Yep. Scott is a great guy. Randy West is even better. She is awesome. His wife, Randy West. I don't
Yes.
know if you guys get a chance to interview her, but she has many good stories. And we also had a lot of personal conversations between her and I over the years. And she actually really helped me on some things I was struggling with over the years. So I love those guys to death. And when I seen that name, I was just like, heck yeah, man. That is awesome that he was on
Yes.
the show.
The list kind of started as like, what's someone that I want to ask a question to? And I haven't even asked the question. Where did the Slim Trimmons character from? Like, is this personal thing where you always had a Diet Coke and a Twinkie in your bag for after matches or something? Or is it?
So it all started out with this. I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but Pat Tanaka was my second trainer in professional wrestling.
From
I trained at his
WCW?
dojo. No, I trained at his dojo. Fighting Spirit Dojo is after his WCW run.
Okay.
I'm thinking 2005 is when I started training with Pat Tanaka. So he would always drink Diet Coke and ice, and I hated Diet Coke. I hated it with a passion. I thought it was the most worst tasting pop ever, right? So I'm like, it came together. So I started doing TV with Pat for Bruiser Wrestling, WWA Wrestling, the old school promotion. Pat got me hooked on that. So there was like we did TV tapings, and there was this fan. Like every time we did a TV taping, his name was Scott. Over the years, I found out who he was, and he'd hold up this sign that said, "What it was? It says Twinkie Boy." Yeah, that's what it was, Twinkie Boy. So I was a heel at the time on TV, and every time he would come to the show, he'd like toss Twinkies to all the fans, and they would throw them at me like I was a comedian with bad jokes, right? Like tomatoes, like whoa. So over the years, like I was sitting at home, and I was like, I put two and two together. It's like, what if I toss Twinkies and Diet Coke to the fans back? How would that work? And that's how it all started. I started throwing Twinkies and Diet Coke to the fans. And ever since then, it turned baby faces, and it went on from there. So that's where I got my ideas from.
There's a gentleman who actually also is on the wall behind me. He goes by the name Cake
Yes.
Monster. I have a match idea for you and him.
Snack
Capture the
cakes on a
cake
pole.
match. Capture the cake.
I
Someone to
know.
capture the flag.
Yeah, I know he does this little zebra Debbie cakes. But you know what? I've been dreaming for years to wrestle him one-on-one or be a tag team partner with him. We would have a blast together.
Yes, I would love to see that, especially since you both have worked here in Fort Wayne. You wrestled for Wrestling Theology Fellowship, and he's wrestled for Midwest
Yes.
Wrestling and Shogun Wrestling with
Yes.
Karate Kurt, if I'm not mistaken. I was just like, some of these names, I'm like, they always filter back to one name, Mr. Fitness, Slim Trimmons. Like, the name makes me think of you because it's like you are a giant cartoon character, like you were saying.
Yeah, I mean, going against these guys over the years, we created great memories together. I wish I can do it all over with them again with the experience I have now, and oh my gosh, Cake Monster would be a dream to wrestle. That would be cool. And Simon Dean, actually, Simon Dean and I were supposed to be booked at a fair together, and it never happened. And I know he's retired now. I still keep in contact with Mike, but I know he's retired. But that would have been so much fun too, to work
Yes.
with Mike Boosie.
I'm one of the few people who actually liked that Simon Dean character as a kid while it was happening in real time. I just
Yeah,
liked it It was funny.
Here's a fun fact. So I use Simon Dean's theme song, right? Sometimes on some shows. I think I do it for Wrestling Theology Fellowship. And they're just like, why are you using Simon's song? Because he sent me an email, and I have the proof to this day that he gave me permission to do it. And I'm like, I am so honored that he
Yeah.
actually sent me a message on my fan page and said, hey, man, I'm retired. I want you to use my theme song from now on. And who wouldn't do that? I would. I mean, of course.
You know what?
Right,
There's
right.
something you could do for a Halloween show if you're on a Halloween card. You could come out of Simon
Sure.
Dean.
That's
Right.
interesting. I may do that. Thank you for the idea.
Yeah.
I
'Cause
never
you
thought of
already
that
got
before.
you already got the music. If you're playing a heel, why not come out as
Yeah.
somebody else?
Yeah, I just need a
babyface would
segue.
work.
If somebody could give me a segue. So I do security on the side. So maybe if I can find a segue, I can ride it out like a scooter out to the ring. Come up with
Yes,
some
that
nasty ass protein powder.
protein
That would be
powder is not
cool,
always
man. That would be
disgusting.
awesome.
Protein
October's
powder is
coming up.
good for you.
Halloween's coming up, guys.
Yeah.
So that would
Why
be
not? I
pretty
mean,
interesting.
You guys reminded me my anniversary's coming up. I think. Oh, got him. Got the anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Happy
Thank you.
anniversary.
6 years married. I think we got married during COVID. So in the middle of your
yeah.
breaking your shoulder, we got married. We had twin babies.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. My
October
daughter.
2020?
Yes, October of
It'll be
2020.
7 years. Or no, 6 years, yeah.
Yeah, 6 years.
Yeah, I was thinking it
So
was
let me
already
ask you a
October.
question. How was your reception and stuff? Did everybody have to stay 6 feet away at the wedding?
Oh, we didn't do anything like we did a full-on wedding and reception. We did it out at Franklin School Park here in town. We used one of the archways, got married there, and then did the reception. But we had everyone home. We were out by 6 o'clock, and we were in bed by 8. We're old souls.
You did it right. You did it
Yes.
right at that time of day, man. Good job for you.
I don't like I've not drank in 5 years, and I promised that I wouldn't take a drink of alcohol after my kids were born, and I've stuck to that.
Good. Congratulations.
Unless you count addiction to sweets. That's my only addiction right now, and caffeine. But we haven't even
And
covered.
if you do drink alcohol, it has to be diet beer. It has to be diet beer.
Oh, you mean these right here?
Yeah, add some Twinkies, diet beer, Diet Coke. Yeah.
Athletic brand. It started out. They're actually really good. They're really good.
That's good.
0.05%,
That's awesome.
I like them. But we haven't even talked about how you had a hand in a second-hand sense of helping the micro wrestling federation come together. You were a very close friend of Pinky Shortcake, and I don't know if you had any interactions with Psycho. I just thought that was the neatest thing.
Yes. So Pinky Shortcake and I were like brother and sister. So she dated a friend of mine, Casey Micro, which passed away. He died of a drug overdose. And, ever since his passing, we became close, and I was here for her. She actually lived in the same apartment complex as I did. So we're actually, here for each other. My sister, she passed away from suicide. So we kind of had that brotherly and sisterly thing where we understood what was going on, and we were there for each other, and we got close. So she ended up meeting Derek, which is Psycho. And Psycho is like a reincarnation of Casey, but without the drug use. And I am so, so happy for her. I went to visit her for her daughter's birthday party a couple years ago with my son. We went down to Tennessee, stayed 11 days. And I tell you what, man, she's so blessed. I'm so happy for what she's doing. I know her and I were not together anymore because of, she's under contract with these guys. And Drew Skills, he's a good friend of mine. He went down there. Cody Hawk, she's in the right hands. It is so awesome that they're training her to be better. And I couldn't be any more happier for her. But Derek,
It's just
he's such an awesome guy. He's a good dad. You know, his even Ashley, Pinky Shortcake's mom, she comes down and it's just like they all get along. You know, it's good to see that her happy again like that. And it really helps her get over that what had happened to her over the years.
Yes, I found out recently. I just so happened to pop on Facebook a few days ago. I wanted to make sure
Sure.
Psycho knows we are in your corner. I do wish you the best because I did hear your mother had passed away. I don't know if you're watching this or not, man, but I always try to make sure because I just found out she had passed away a few days ago. And I will say every time she was at a show, it was just really cool to see because I didn't miss an episode of micro wrestling ever. But it's just
Yeah,
really cool to
remind
see these people.
yeah, and he has a good team surrounding him, to lift his spirits up, even though it's so hard. You just can't imagine, you lose somebody you love, no matter who you're with, who you love, who's around you. But it does help to have loved ones around you, to help you cope with that loss.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I mean,
But
maybe to help get their mind off of it for a little bit, they could be a guest. I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah,
you
It
got
just
the power
depends.
in.
Yeah, it just depends on if they're able to. I mean, I don't know their contract details, but you would
Yeah.
probably have to get a hold of them, or I could, just to see, if they're allowed or not. So,
I mean, I would love
with
to
yeah,
those
hear their
contracts,
stories about like how they got into it. Like, I think it's like I'd love hearing like how wrestlers found the
well,
business and everything.
well, Pinky is like a third generation wrestler. Actually, if I don't know if you guys knew that or not, her mom
I
was a
did not.
wrestler. Her dad was Little Louie from WWF back in the day. He was part of the
Oh,
Survivor
snap.
Series midget
As
team.
Doink.
No, it was Jerry the King Lawler's
Okay,
Kings. He was part of that. So yeah, Little
that's
Louie,
cool.
his mom was Sherry. She was full size. Little Louie is a little person, and yeah, they came out with little Ashley Pinky Shortcake. So I know she's really close with her mom. I know her dad's really sick. So I know we had to deal with that over the years. Her dad was sick. She didn't get to talk to him much, but I mean,
He's in
like
our
I said,
thoughts.
man, yeah, I mean, we're there for each other. It's my sister, you know, I'm so proud of her. I really am. I keep repeating that, but I'm so proud of her
Hey,
and
you
what
got
all she
genuine
went
love for
and
her.
dealt with. Yeah,
You,
I love her.
yeah, we
She's
can
like one of my
feel that.
best friends in the world.
We can feel it, man. She's lucky to have you in her corner.
Yep. And even though she went off to Tennessee to do her thing, I'm not mad. I got another little guy with me now, and we're going around. Zumba Zach. I don't know if you guys seen him
yes,
yet. He's
yes.
pretty awesome. We just got done doing wrestling for Warriors together, WWA wrestling in Fort Wayne last weekend. We had a good run, man. We had a blast together. So, I mean, do I miss Ashley Pinky? Yes, I do. But the show goes on.
Hmm.
So I don't have social media, so I'm kind of out of the loop when everybody posts stuff. Where does
Sure.
WWA do their shows at
So
when they're in Fort
WWA,
Wayne?
yeah, Fort Wayne is the big one now. I know Bruiser Jr., he's getting ready to retire. He's getting too old. He used to run like every month doing the WWA shows, but as he's getting older, he does a once a year show that we attend. Actually, Pinky was with me many times on those shows. But yeah, it's a once a year thing, Fort Wayne, Indiana. That's his spot. That's where he wants to go. So
There's one other name everybody always forgets to add to that. Bobo Brazil Jr. is always with him. Fun fact: we met him when we were 2 years, not with him.
Lispo Joe.
Yes, but they were. We got to meet him when we were like 2 years old. So that was one of the first wrestlers we ever got to meet.
Isn't he such a great guy? I got to interact with him last weekend, and his wife Deborah. She is such a sweetheart. She say, "Hey, fitness, you want to help me carry Bobo's bags? He's getting too old." And we kind of need help. And we made a joke out of it. And it was so nice to see those guys again last weekend. It was such an honor. Bobo taught me over the years, he's like, fight back, fight back, fight back when you wrestle me. And I never fought back in the heat, back when I was green, when I first started. And he was one of those guys that taught me how to just fight back and for him to cut me right back off, and I'll never forget that. And his wife, like I said, she was so awesome over the years. He actually booked me a couple of shows. I think it was over by Salem, Indiana. I think that's near Kentucky area where he runs out of most of the time. So we had good memories over there.
Before my Alzheimer brain forgets again, I have to show this T-shirt I found. It's on my order list already.
Okay.
I found this on the Wrestling Theology Fellowship website, actually.
Is it the Jesus one?
No, it's this one right here.
Oh, yes. I love that shirt.
I mean, we know what it's a tribute to, as I'm eating one right now because I'm looking at them.
Of course.
It's snacks and suplexes for a reason. The running gag is I'm always eating something.
Yes. Oh, that shirt, and it's so comfortable too. It's one of those soft ones. It's not real hard. It has that little stretch to it. It's a really good T-shirt. So if you guys want to get it, it's at wrestlingtheology.com. They also have Chuckles the Clown T-shirts, my tag partner, or the tag champions over there currently. He has cool shirts. If you're a religious person, Jesus, he actually has a shirt out where it says tag Jesus. Is like he's going for the hot tag. They have a T-shirt like that out now. It is so awesome. It's like I need to go buy that myself.
Yes. And while I need to make sure I close my messages out because I keep forgetting to close my messages out. Well, it'll look like I respond to someone, but I always forget. I'm about to pull up your Instagram because I love these photos. Like you have perfect 8x10 photos posted on Instagram.
Yeah. You got to.
This is my favorite one. It is. I was probably taken in the last years.
Actually, that was taken 2 weeks ago at Heroes and Legends last year.
Whoa.
John McEvers, give credit to the photographer John Edwards. I actually also ran into the guy. It's real to me, damn it, the NWA guy. He was like my partner all day. We were signing autographs together all day, and I became really cool with him. And it was so cool to take photos with him and do shots like that, update my promo pics. But it was cool.
So
I
have a question for you
right here.
Since I've seen your gear and your get up and your 8x10s, have you ever teamed with Johnny Swinger?
Johnny Swinger, no. Actually, I remember that picture. I ordered that because my friend Jeff, he liked this this 1970s guy. He does all his own music and stuff, and he wanted to do a theme like that picture right there. He wanted to do a theme like the all dress up for the concert, and that's why I wore that. I actually gave that shirt to FIA. Yeah. I don't know if you guys know FIA out of Michigan or not, the wrestler. But I actually gave it to him. He's actually the Fago monster for ICP. And I gave it to him. I said, dude, you need to go out there and wear that, And he said he wore it a couple of days ago when I seen him last weekend. So that's pretty cool that he did.
Yes, this is how we met you many years ago. That is how we met you many years ago.
Oh, man, what a picture. I remember that picture. Oh, yes.
And there it is. There's my button I'm looking for. But I don't know if you are aware of this. I actually carry a fanny pack around because you gave me the idea. Why not bring them back? But my wife,
why not?
I found one with donuts on it.
Oh, dude, that's so awesome. In the wrestling business, when I broke in 98, it was a must that you had to wear a fanny pack. And I actually incorporated that into my gimmick over the years, like the Diet Coke, the Twinkies. I had the fanny pack in that way. And it kind of died off over the years. So I like to
Making a
bring all
comeback.
that back. Yeah. I like to bring it, as a comeback, just like the Twinkies came back when they went under bankruptcy. I got to tell you a story about that, though. The bankruptcy thing, you would not believe all the laminated Twinkie boxes I got in the mail when they went bankrupt. They're like, put cheap Twinkies in there and use the Hostess box that are laminated. And I actually did, and it worked out. I mean, it was
I
fun.
remember
It was
that.
a good
I
time.
remember that
I
so
can't believe
well.
the fans would. Yeah, I mean, I can't believe the fans would actually do that and send that to me and just like ask me to do that, man. It's like it meant so much to me. It gave me goosebumps just for fans just to say, hey, let me send that to you. And they felt my pain, like, oh man, I lost my gimmick, but I really didn't.
Yes.
So the fans gave me an idea. They're just like, hey, Canada still, has Twinkies. I'm like, oh, do they? Just tell them you got them all from Canada. and I use that, and it works.
And the idea behind the headband is the first time we met you. I don't even think I told you this off air, but the headband is because I was wearing one that day, and you always wore a headband. And you
Yeah,
speak
I
of the thing
always do.
for wrestlers. I have a pop figure made for Anthony Toatelli.
Nice. What a good dude. Kenzie, his girl, she's awesome too. I actually worked with her a couple weeks ago. So I entered the battle royal at Heroes and Legends, the final roar. And I didn't exactly go into the ring. I went to the concession stand instead to eat popcorn. So I let the match happen for about 10 minutes as they were going. And I kind of got blown up. I was out of breath. And Kenzie, Tatelli's girl, was next to me. And she was sitting against the barricade with me, eating popcorn, throwing it at all the wrestlers. And she's like, you know what? It's time to go back in. And I went in. As soon as I got in, I got thrown out. So speaking of Anthony Totelli, I love that guy to death. But his girl, she actually, she's awesome too. So
She's
You
at the last show we went to. She was signing autographs for fans because I have one of their first T-shirts, the My Chemical Romance
yes,
one of probably the coolest T-shirt that they have. Because I have a
yes,
project that I'm working on. I need to meet you at a show eventually,
definitely.
but I want to get 100 wrestling signatures on my vest, and then I'm gonna do it. And then I'm gonna do a raffle and give it away at 1,000 subscribers.
That would be so cool. Yeah, definitely. That would be awesome.
I'm gonna sew the Snacks and Suplexes logo on the back because every logo looks cool on black. But
got
yes,
like this
that's
hat
cool. Yes, our
Heck yeah,
hats are
man.
now available.
and this jersey,
Oh, we have multiple kinds of jerseys out.
Yeah.
I'm a fat kid
Awesome.
at heart, so I just incorporated it. And I've went through
Heck
5
yeah,
Twinkies
man.
just sitting here. One sounded good,
Heck
and
yeah,
then one
man.
turned to 3
Now
and
is the sugar buzz going through your veins? Do you feel
No,
it?
it's
Do you
very.
feel the sugar?
I think that's the diabetes.
So speaking of that, Tony Atlas, I wrestled him back, I think 2013, and we did a radio show together. He goes, Mr. Fitness, did you know that causes diabetes? He goes, you're going to go through a diabetic coma. And it was just funny that Tony Atlas, of all people, would say that. That was pretty cool. That was a good memory as well.
You said you were
Wrestling
checking out the
that.
you said you were checking out the channel and seeing people that we've had on.
Yes, I
Did you
seen your list. Yes.
did you see that my brother did some wrestling before?
Which your brother? Which one? Who is it?
Michael Christian, that's my twin brother.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did a short amount of
Oh,
wrestling
wow.
for a while. Yeah.
For our 31st birthday, he got me a special figure because I collect figures and he autographed it. His
So
one
what is
of
it?
one pop figure.
Nice.
But
And it's not an
I
ego trip. It's just me being a fan.
I
No,
did
there's
want to
nothing wrong
ask
with that.
because after 28 years in the business, I'm pretty sure you have a lot more in the tank you like to think, or your body feels like you do. Do you plan on giving back to the younger generation?
Yes, I do. I to this day I do. There's a lot of guys that get a hold of me that I worked on indie cards and they want their advice and stuff and I give it to them. I develop great friendships with those guys and for them to come and ask me for advice and what to do next. It's such an honor, and to lead those guys in the right direction. And if they don't do it and they don't take my advice, oh well. But at least I did it. And I get to have that now with those guys
Yeah.
to where I can, you know, lead them the right way. I try to lead them the right way, but it's up to them. But there's a guy, his name is Zach. He's one of the main guys that get a hold of me. And we've worked each other. I was like one of his first matches, and to this day, I talk to him and build him up. And he's done wonders. He's over there at Functified Wrestling Federation in Warsaw, and he is the backwoods psycho, Zach Alexander. And I have to give him a shout out because he's my boy, and he's come a long way. I don't want to embarrass him or nothing, but he's over. And whether he's a baby face or a heel, I'm very, very proud of him. And I'm sure Steve Congo Kong, he worked with them too over the years, and I'm sure he's proud of them too. So
I got to interview Congo, but I forgot to hit record in a sense because I went to go listen back because I do every time because I get overexcited and I start
sure,
doing my
nothing wrong with
box
that.
impression where I start like moving out of camera shot.
Sure,
But
yeah, no problem.
he's like I was bringing up matches he hadn't thought about in 20 plus years because he trained Anthony Toatelli and Eric Sturge. Both of their first matches were handicap matches. He's like,
Yeah,
you knew that off the top of your head. I was like, oh, I have very little notes, but the notes I do take are usually key dates.
yeah, I seen that you had Eric Surge on. He's one of those guys too, man. What a great guy he is. You guys
Yes,
know
yeah.
that. Very humble guy, willing to learn. He's going to make it big in this business. I guarantee it. He's going to make it big. I know it.
There's two people I've wanted to see him wrestle. Moose and Jeff Cobb. They both are very big men, but big dudes doing an old school classic wrestling, but they can work instead of just being big guys.
I felt
Right.
like Serge and Monty Brown would have a good match too.
Yeah, I'm sure those matches will happen. I'm sure though they will all happen down the road. And I'm looking forward to seeing all those matches. That would be so awesome to see him. I see he's doing well in OVW. Eventually one day all those will come, to fruition.
Yes, and I appreciate your time, man, but I'm gonna call it because I gotta get my kids start the bedtime
Sure.
routine. I do appreciate your time because this has been another one of my dream interviews, and I'm just curious, did you actually go through my Facebook and see this post, or did someone send it to you?
Which one was it?
A
Help me read it.
picture
I
of
don't have it. Oh no, I seen the list. I seen it on the Facebook. Yes.
okay, okay.
Yes.
I was like it because uh I messaged you. I actually reached out to Mickey Knuckles, who had the worst pro wrestling injury of the last 20 years.
Yeah, I know Mickey. I known her over the years. We did Juggalo Championship Wrestling, so
Yes.
that was pretty cool. She's a cool
The
person.
gathering of yes, she's a very sweet person because she's like, you
Yeah.
know of me? I was like, the first message I sent her was almost very similar to yours. I was like, are you really Mickey Knuckles? She's like, why would anybody fake being me? I was like, because you're awesome.
A
But
lot of us don't see it that in that way. A lot of us don't see it in that way. We look at ourselves as just regular people, and when people give us those compliments, sometimes for us it's kind of hard to believe. And for people that want us to be on their shows and stuff, it's such an honor, for me, and I'm sure Mickey and all those guys to be on those shows. It's such a blessing, guys. Thank you so much.
Of
that's our
course, man.
pleasure.
Thank you.
One last question that I don't think we got to is, what is one piece of advice you give to this next generation? Like, make sure you fold your chairs up, like say thank you after a match. Like,
Absolutely. If you're not booked on the show, go and offer your services. Say, hey, man, I'll do security. I'll help you set up chairs or whatever. Get your foot in the door. Set up the ring. I'm a big believer in that. That's how I was taught. Set up the ring. I know there's a lot of controversy with that right now, but that's the internet wrestling fans. They're
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Thanks,
Pay your
Pops.
dues, man. Offer your services. So.
and that's our
Do
biggest
the work
supporter,
and
our
it'll
father.
come back.
Yes, my dad, our father, he's been a baseball coach about as long as you've been wrestling. So
Sure.
he's been supporting what we do, and he's like, you've grown so much from episode 1 to episode 28 or 29.
Right.
I love doing this, and I look forward to seeing you at a show. And I'll message you like, hey, I'll be at this show, and I'm gonna
I can't wait.
bring something. Latino Heat, any
That
other
would be great.
thing?
I would like one of those 8x10s of you guys. So what you guys are promoting, I would like one of those.
Yes,
We got you.
I'm throwing on my old wrestling gear and doing some photos around Fort Wayne. My wife's
Yep.
like,
I'm
where are you gonna do it? I was like, I'm gonna make it look good.
going to hang it up in my living room, man. That'll be awesome. So
Awesome. I'll have it signed, ready to go. I appreciate your time, man, more than you understand.
Yes,
Like,
thank
I'm
you.
still shaking.
thank you, man. Yes, definitely, guys. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.